Growing up in Hamilton's Second Ward, we're not talking about a place of affluence. And when I think back on my experience at Camp SWONEKY, I remember being in this place, away from my family, for an entire week. Nobody knew who I was, and nobody really cared where I came from, how much my parents earned, what they did for a living. None of that really mattered. And the amazing thing to me is that the counselors at Camp SWONEKY managed to put together a program where every activity demonstrated or attempted to demonstrate that we were important as individuals. They were concerned about our spiritual growth. They were concerned about our physical growth. And they tried to convince us that there was never any obstacles to growth in those areas. And when I think about Hamilton, Ohio in the 60s and 70s, black men were not portrayed in the most positive light. When I went to Camp SWONEKY, I saw a lot of counselors who looked like me. So before anyone ever introduced me to the concept of diversity, I saw it 30, 35 years ago at Camp SWONEKY, and it made me feel as if I was important, it was okay for me to be there, and that they welcomed me there. And when I think about my experience overall at Camp SWONEKY, you have a lot of people, all of these counselors, who don't know who you are, but they're only concerned about making you a better person, both physically and spiritually. So I think what I took from that was, this is the kind of person that you ought to be. You ought to care about people. You ought to give back. There aren't any barriers to that other than those that you place upon yourself. And those are lessons that I believe I've taken with me throughout my life.